Welcome to Banternomics, the fastest and easiest way to learn IB Economics higher-level syllabus. Today we're going to explore the topic of economic development known as foreign direct investment and economic development. This presentation is brought to you by Natalia Daime, Laura Chavez and Juan Guillermo Guerrero. Firstly, it's important to define foreign direct investment or FDI. It is a long-term investment by private multinational corporations, also known as MNCs, in countries overseas. This investment has two main branches. First, building of new plants or expanding their existing facilities in foreign countries, also known as greenfield investment, or second, buying existing plants or facilities owned by domestic individuals within the host country. Here we have an example, country A, Colombia, and country B, United States. Colombia being a least developed country, or a developing country, it tends to have a higher levels of foreign direct investment than higher developed countries such as the United States. In this case, there are two types of investment. Economic resources are provided by United States individuals in order to either buy existing facilities owned by domestic individuals within the country, Colombia, or B, same individuals providing economic resources in order to buy assets, to build assets within the country or expand their already owned assets within the country. So why are multinational companies attracted to developing countries? First, such countries are rich in natural resources such as oil and minerals. Multinational companies have the technologies and expertise to extract such resources at low costs, improving their abnormal profits. Moreover, such countries tend to have better access to large number of potential consumers as the industries within the country are growing and tend to have lower levels of competition than highly developed countries. In addition, the developing countries tend to have low levels of human capital. This will result in lower labor costs, which will then reduce the costs of production of multinational companies, improving their abnormal profits. Lastly, within less developed countries, there are less severe government regulations and even tax concessions granted to multinational companies in order for them to invest on such host countries. Now, possible advantages associated with the foreign direct investment. These include, first, foreign direct investment helps to fill saving gaps within developing countries. In order to achieve economic growth, certain levels of saving are required by developing countries, which tend to have levels of indebtedness or low levels of saving, known as saving gaps, which can then be reduced by foreign direct investment. Additionally, multinational companies will provide, in most cases, employment in the host country and may also provide education and training for domestic labor. Moreover, multinational companies allow developing countries greater access to research and development, technology, and marketing expertise, increasing the skill within the country's labor as well as the human capital in general. Moreover, increased employment and earnings may have a multiplier effect within the economy and the incomes within the host economy, leading to economic growth. Moreover, the host government may gain tax revenue from the revenues and profits of the multinational company introduced within the country, leading to high government revenues. Additionally, the injection of foreign capital may increase aggregate demand, directly influencing economic growth and increasing such growth in order to be able to achieve a certain level of economic development. Moreover, certain multinational companies tend to improve physical and capital infrastructure, thus helping with the industrialization process within the host country. Furthermore, these companies tend to bring more choices for consumers, and the activities brought by these companies along with a liberalized trade can lead to a more efficient allocation of the world resources. Nonetheless, there are certain disadvantages associated with foreign direct investment, and it is up to the student or the economist to determine whether the specific case benefits a certain country or worsens the situation within the country. Problems associated with foreign direct investment may include: first, they might bring their own management teams, using inexperienced workers or inexperienced parts of the labor force for basic production only. This not only not increasing the human capital within the country, but also producing less employment faculties or employment numbers for the country by the multinational. Additionally, MNCs tend to have too much power within developing countries, thus they may gain large tax revenues or even subsidies, reducing potential government income in developing countries. Additionally, little tax reward due to tax concessions also may reduce such least developed countries' potential tax revenue. Moreover, multinational corporations tend to reduce costs by creating external costs for the host country, such as exploitation of local workers in terms of low wage levels and poor conditions, which then are more difficult to regulate by labor unions. Moreover, some multinational companies may enter a country in order to extract particular resources, leading to pollution, overexploitation of resources, and negative externalities in general, and even some of the revenues or profits gained by the company leave or depart the host country to foreign countries, leading externalities without any substantial increase in economic growth or economic development within the country. Additionally, MNCs may use capital-intensive production methods to make use of abundant natural resources, not actually leading to an increase in employment. This will lead to an overexploitation of resources and a lack of increasing growth, or the expected increasing growth, due to the lack of increase in employment and incomes. Moreover, domestic firms owners tend to be paid in shares from the multinational companies when they buy the facilities within the country. The actual money will never then be used within the developed country, leading to higher levels of development or growth. MNCs may also repatriate their profits, leading to a lack of use or injection of resources into the host country. The main concerns that relate to the possible negative effects of MNCs on sustainable economic development. This includes elements such as externalities, pollution or overexploitation, and lack of appropriate use of the resources within the country in order to promote economic development and economic growth. This depends on the type of investment and the ability of the host country government to appropriately regulate the behavior of multinational companies and the use of the benefits of the investment to achieve development objectives. Concerns regarding MNC's activity may also include: 1. Possible workers' exploitation. 2. The use of child labor. 3. The inability of workers to form unions and business practices that cause immediate or future environmental damage. That reduce the future environmental damage. With increasing fast flow of information and strong public interest groups acting globally, it is difficult for multinational corporations to commit such activities. Contrarily, they develop and publicize a set of policies to show that they are acting responsibly and ethically. So there is this debate whether foreign direct investment is actually good or negative for a developing country. Thank you very much.